she's good luck so far. She want to know.
All right, appreciate it, LeBron.
Appreciate it, yep.
All right, LeBron James talking to Mike Trudell there. The big three guys, they really set the tone.
Yeah.
They came out, the stars shined. I thought AR was great in the first quarter. LeBron, a dominant first half. He had 20 of his 22 in the first half. And then, of course, Luka gets hot in the third. They scored 66 points. They had 20 assists between the three of them. But I do love what LeBron had to say there. And he was hot early, James, and they were feeding him 4 threes to start the game off.
Yeah, he broke another record, did he not?
He and Kobe are now the only two with 1,000 threes.
Yeah, I mean, look, focused. He was focused and ready and prepared, Yeah, the big three played well tonight, including LeBron. They passed the ball really well, Gator, and I think that was the difference tonight. That's why they were able to get, shots. And LeBron, really, he's starting to get to that paint, that long pass from Luka that he goes down and gets in the paint and takes advantage of that, posting up a little bit more, and he still can knock down the three. So it was a good collective effort. The big three got busy, but even in their effort, they did well. The whole team, kind of made a nice contribution.
Yeah, James, you and I were talking right here almost a week ago when the Lakers lost to Boston, right? And they had 18 assists as a team that night. That's way too low. Tonight they had 29, and it helps, Geet, when you're making your threes. The Lakers kind of out-warriored the Warriors tonight.
Yeah, 19 threes.
Yeah, made 19 threes, outscored the Warriors by 21 from deep. When was the last time you could say that about a Lakers-Warriors matchup? Nice. So obviously no Steph Curry. That helps a little bit for the Lakers' cause, but really impressed by the overall ball movement, the flow. The offense hit a low point against Boston, under 90 points, only 89 that night. Much better today.
LeBron mentioned this to Mike, and we were talking about before we came on air, Luke Kennard. And we spent a little time talking about him on the pregame show. And, you bring him in to be a three-point shooter. And we've always talked about him not being a high-volume guy, but he does make the right basketball play. He's a little more of a playmaker than we thought. But only 1 3-point attempt in the last 2 games that they lost close games. And we were curious if maybe J.J. talked to him or he just had a feeling he was going to come out more aggressive tonight, James. At least that's what I thought. I mean, 16 points, 10 shots, 7 threes, made 4 of them. That was nice to see, 16 points from him off the bench.
Especially the 4 threes, Geeter. That's what we really need him for. When we're playing these teams that are just throwing in threes on us and we need to kind of match it, he's our guy right now, I believe. But what makes him more of a threat is he moves without the basketball really well. So if someone is driving downhill, he's so smart of dropping to the level of the basketball where he's always in sight. He's never out of sight. And I saw one play where Vanderbilt drove into the lane and his man turned his head for 1 second and he didn't hesitate. Backdoor cut. He's extremely smart. And I just like to see him get up more volume. I'd rather see him get up more volume threes than twos. But he does a good job of, fooling the defense, getting all his shots, threes, twos, and, sometimes to the free throw line.
And it's funny, James, because it's not like the last few games he just disappeared off the face of the earth for the Lakers. He was doing great. He was scoring 8 points, 9 points. It was all twos, though. He was shooting like 80% from 2, which is really, really weird, Geet. Tonight, though, he went back to what he is. He's a shooter, period. And not a huge volume shooter, but mark my words, guys, he will win this team a game or 2 between now and the end of the regular season. I mean, I think he's that big of a pickup for them. He gives them a huge need, a glaring need at three-point accuracy and three-point shooting, and just got to get that volume up. And he did tonight. And obviously,
nice to see.
Yeah, obviously we saw the positive consequences of such an outing.
Let's talk Luka. Happy 27th birthday to Luka Doncic, and he was just doing what he always does, but really efficient tonight. Again, 4 threes. And weren't you giving a stat? B. Moore, we were talking about this, our producer. He's leading the league in points, 3rd in assists, and leading the league in three-pointers made. Tonight, just to say 26 points, 9 of 17, 4 of 9, 8 assists, 6 rebounds. But third quarter, when you have a lead, he came out and had 16 in that third, put it up 30, and he didn't even have to play in the fourth. That's what you love to see.
How does he fare in fantasy?
That's pretty good.
It's unbelievable. I wish I had him, James.
Yeah,
that's why I'm terrible in my 2 leagues.
The guy is a stat machine.
Yep.
You put a quarter in the machine, he'll give you whatever stat you want. Points, assists, threes. Every now and then he'll give you some pretty good defense, believe it or not. But yeah, I mean, tonight he came out and led because the team needed a victory. And like to lead in those categories, that's not easy to do. But look, 8 assists. He's rebounding well. And he's, you know, a big threat. They don't know when he's going to shoot that three. They're right in front of him, but they don't know. And he just slowly just puts it right in your face. He's an amazing stat guy.
You know what my favorite stat is? With the game tomorrow against Sacramento, none of those guys played more than 29 minutes. All the starters got to chill in the fourth quarter. It's nice for the Lakers to have a blowout win. You know, they've been this great clutch team this season, almost unblemished record in clutch time down the stretch. No need to go to that tonight. Just put it away early. They did. The Stars got the rest, and they get to lace it up again here tomorrow night against the Kings.
All right, guys, let's hear from Coach J.J. Redick, brought to you by your Toyota dealers.
Unlocked the offense, and once the shots started falling and the rhythm that you guys got into, how did you see that sustain itself through the game?
He was just making the right play in front of us. I thought our starters really set the tone with that. And boy, like Luka Doncic he just starts the blender for us. You know, we frankly have not had like a ton of like blender starters. And obviously, you know, like Luka gets 2 on the ball, AR will get 2 on the ball, LeBron will get 2 on the ball, but just to be able to create a closeout and then make the right read and right play from there. I thought our guys were incredibly unselfish tonight. You know, but it started with that starting group, and then I thought, you know, Luke was huge for our offense tonight.
And you kind of hinted at that in the pregame. You said that, you know, after the All-Star break, it hasn't quite clicked for you yet, but and you felt like it was going to come. Did you feel like you saw some of that tonight?
Yeah, again, it goes back to just, you know, finding that consistent level of playing the right way on both ends, doing what we're supposed to be doing, executing at a high level. You saw those trends. You know, we haven't had it for a sustained, like, full stretch of a game, really. It's come in spurts in all 4 of our games that we played prior to this. You know, it was definitely our most complete game post All-Star break.
JJ, when you guys were shooting above 50% from behind the arc and 19 threes, was that part of the blender, so to speak, or why was it so successful tonight?
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what it is. You know, it's just being able to just make the next pass, get to the next thing, touch the paint, pass it to the next guy. You know, we certainly made some threes. You know, LeBron made a couple ISO threes. Luka got hot to start the third quarter with some set plays, and then the ISO three, the second one in transition on the left wing. So it wasn't like all our threes were coming from that, but I just thought the ball was moving tonight.
Shot making is always going to help, but was there a consistency to the process tonight that allowed you to extend a 10-point lead to 20 to 30, whereas there's been a couple games in this stretch where you get a 10-point lead and then it...
Yeah. Again, that's what the consistency of like just playing the right way was great. I thought anytime we got a little disorganized, we were able to get back to just, you know, some go-to stuff to calm the group. You know, they made that little run in the second quarter. Once we had the bigger lead, we went horns chin, you know, twice in that quarter. Smart gets the three because they went under on the chin screen, and then AR gets downhill on the against Horford, you know, because we set a great screen to get Smart potentially a layup. Horford has to back all the way off. So again, it was just like we did a good job. The guys did a good job. Anytime, you know, we felt a little discombobulated of just getting back to neutral.
Getting back to Luke and him being, you know, creating that blender, is that even more valuable? Obviously, his shooting is valuable, but is it even more valuable because now, you know, Luka or Austin and LeBron can be the beneficiaries of that, if that makes sense? Yeah,
I think he's got like a really good we score mentality. You know, a play can be for him, but he's going to hunt out, you know, the best shot and play for the team. And all the guys, you know, benefit from that when the ball moves. I mean, look, I had an ATO for him in the second half. He scores on it. Could have shot it off the initial screen, created the blender, eventually got it back, hits a step back three. We run it again, and this is where I just, he's a cerebral player. Pat Spencer tries to top block him, and he screens his own into Jake's guy. Smart hits Jake for a layup. That's just connective offense right there, and that's just what Luke does.
JJ, earlier this year, we talked a lot about reference points and different stuff like that. Just obviously, you'll watch the game and you'll see it, but in real time, did it feel like this was 48 minutes of good reference points for your team and for where it's trying to go, and particularly where it's been here for the last week?
It did, and like I said before the game, these guys want to do it right. They're trying. I know our staff, myself, we're always looking for answers and solutions. That's what this is. We're trying to find solutions. And I said before the game, I'm confident we are going to find that level that we want to get to. And it's been partially just because of the disruption of lineups and different factors. We just haven't had the continuity that I thought we were going to have coming into the year. And
another miraculous achievement. There it is, Gator.
Joins Kobe. He's the only Laker with 1,000 threes, 12,013 points, 10th in franchise history. He has done a lot here in that Laker uniform, Brez. When you think of the 8 years, it's a lot of buckets.
Yeah, no doubt. And take your daughter to work day. I mean, what a great day for the family. I mean, that's pretty awesome.
Big game. You just feel like every night we're just witnessing something different, climbing up the ladder or another milestone, and just continues to do what he does here in the 23rd year. I mean, 20 points in the first half.
The thing that's so interesting is we've never seen this before.
I know.
So we're watching something that's never happened ever. Father, son playing together first time in the NBA, breaking Kareem's record, breaking other records. Now he's, got the three-point record going there with Kobe. So we're seeing a 41-year-old. We've never had an opportunity to see someone still performing with accuracy at that age. So, yeah.
Isn't it funny, James, how we saw Tom Brady in football do it a few years back. We saw Gordie Howe do it in hockey. I mean, those hockey guys play for like 20 years sometimes. That's a real interesting one to me because it's such a violent sport. But we haven't seen it in the NBA level. It's very weird to see someone who's just ground out these 23 years, and what's going to stop them from playing at 24? The stats are still there. The numbers are still there, James. The will is still there, and that's what LeBron talks about. He always says, got to keep the mind sharp too. Got to make sure you're still invested in the game and respectful of the game. And games like tonight just reminds you he is very well into it mentally and physically. Just an absolute medical miracle in the NBA.
He said he thought this was the best the big three had played. Luka said that, yeah. I think, in his ABC interview on the walk-off. Good chemistry.
I think part of it is just knowing how to stay out of each other's way and realize who's the most impactful. Obviously, they all three are. But for me, Luka, obviously, Austin Reeves can never be without the basketball in his hand. He's that efficient. I think LeBron is smart enough to see that. He can play off ball. He can get a rebound, start to break down. He handles well. He did a really good job of getting in the paint, posting up, using his size. So depending on who they're playing against and the matchups, that big three can work because they all can take turns and they all bring something special and different to the table.
You know what I like about Austin's game, just listening to you? He didn't force it tonight. He didn't push it. Horrifyingly tough end for him. They had a great play drawn up 2 nights ago against Phoenix. Marcus Smart, the beautiful pass across the court. And Austin got a great look. He missed the three. But I didn't feel like he was like pressing it tonight. And he didn't I felt like he played very much within the flow of the offense. Good template for all three of those guys going forward against a team that, no Steph, obviously no Jimmy Butler, but they've been playing pretty well. They're still maintaining their spot in the standings.
Still fighting for playoffs.
Yeah, total blowout tonight, though.
It's a big game. You talked about Zuri.
Panel of experts break down the day's matchup.
He's proven to be a threat offensively. I love that little mid-range game. Very impressed.
And after the final buzzer, Head back to the studio for post-game reaction, highlights, and interviews.
When you got the size advantage and the skill advantage, you take over, and that's what he did tonight.
Access Sportsnet Lakers, pre- and post-game coverage on Spectrum Sportsnet.
Laker fans, time to celebrate. Your Lakers won the game, scoring you 2 free tacos with any drink purchased from Jack in the Box tomorrow. Just ask for the Lakers deal when you order. Valid only at Los Angeles restaurants. Go Lakers and go Jack. LBJ with Mike Trudell in the media.
We talked to Jake LeBron, and he was the group mentality, so we just got to get a win. What do you think you accomplished as a group today?
You just said it. Just needed to get a win. Get the shit back on the right front, and I think we did it tonight.
What about the approach early was getting off with the right foot and able to allow you to sustain it all night?
Yeah, it's been a while since we had like a 48-minute game where we was able to sustain the effort, and at the start we just came in with the right mindset. Obviously, the last three, dropping the last two at home, and then the Phoenix game was a tough one. So, we just came in with the right mindset and understanding the assignment. We took care of business.
How much of that mindset do you think was selflessness tonight?
The hell? Sorry. I mean, that should be the mentality every night. I mean, obviously, we want to get everybody involved. We want to have the ball moving, the ball popping, but I thought defensively was connected as well, and that definitely contributed to our offense, and that helped a lot.
JJ had high praise for Luke. I think this was his highest scoring game since he joined the team. What kind of impact has he had on the group since you guys got him a few weeks ago?
It gives us another scoring threat. His ability to make plays, get into the paint, uses because he shoots the ball so well. A lot of teams like to run him off the line, but his ability to get into the lane and make plays for others as well has been a big part of our. A big part of what we want to do too, just making that extra pass, those kick-out plays, and those extra ones. He's damn good at it.
LeBron, over the last 10 games, you've been shooting 19.5% from three. Had a pretty good night shooting from beyond the arc today. What do you think went into that, and how's your comfort level there right now?
I'm comfortable in every shot I take. I can shoot 0.0% from the three-point line. I believe I'll make the next one. So I'm playing ball my whole life, so not much of a numbers guy, to be honest.
You guys did make 19 three-pointers. What did you like about the ball? Was it the ball movement? What did you like about that?
I mean, it's easy to say. I mean, shit, when the ball moving, the ball goes in, it's the easiest thing to say, oh, well, you guys are moving the ball because you see the assist total. Listen, at the end of the day, I just think our minds was right. The numbers will speak for itself. You can talk about the numbers, but I just think mentally we knew what we was against. We knew how we lost these last 3 games, and it just sit well with us, obviously. And we just came out and we executed.
You had the pregame moment with your daughter. She was mimicking your dribbling routine. What was that moment like for you, and then be able to play in front of her and have a good win like this?
I said postgame. I missed a lot of moments, spending time with my kids because of my career. And, anytime I get over the course of my career, anytime I got moments with them, either individually, 2 of them, 3 of them all together, whatever the case may be, it's always special for me. So to have my daughter want to come on the road and be with me, and we spent a lot of time yesterday. We went to Alcatraz. She wanted to go to Alcatraz. We seen Alcatraz. She saw the Golden Gate Bridge. We went to dinner last night. Spent a lot of time. It was pretty cool. It was awesome.
We even honor her as a volleyball player. I saw some handles out there.
She's a volleyball player. Don't get my wife mad. My wife is done with this basketball. She's done with it. She's a volleyball player, but she's been around the game for a while, so she do got a good handle. She got a good form too. But my wife ain't playing that. Not another one. She said, "That's it. That's it."
But you walked off the court.
Last question.
You walked off the court holding her hand.
I'll give you one more.
As a girl dad would. Can you describe that?
It's special. It's special. It's definitely softened me up over the last 11 years. I had 2 boys to begin with, but getting that little girl 11 years ago, man, it's definitely softened me up. So it's special to have her. It's a different type of love. If anybody got girls and boys, it's a different type of love that it's like tough love when it comes to my boys. I yell at them and stuff, whatever. They take it. They know how to approach it. It's different. It's a little softness with my daughter, so it's pretty cool.
Had she been able to go on a trip like this?
No, first one. She's a good luck charm. First one. First road trip in my career that she's been on besides like All-Star weekend and stuff like that. But
Colorado school on Thursday when you guys go to Denver.
Don't say that too loud, because your dad, she definitely be like, Dad, can I go to Denver? She already said when is the next road trip? Like, all right.
We are back. Austin Reeves with Mike Trudell in the media.
Hey, Austin, we spoke after the Phoenix game, obviously, and the kind of peak frustration. And everybody hates losing, but you certainly stand out there. What is it like to just clear that, to come out playing well and get over that emotion, at least for the day?
Winning's fun. Winning cures a lot of issues, so anytime you can get a win is good.
What led to the rhythm and the ball movement, the way you guys are able to use each other collectively on offense tonight?
I just think playing the right way. When we do it out the gate, I think it sets a tone for the rest of the game, and just getting good looks. We have too many weapons offensively to not get good looks. Obviously, there's going to be times where Luka gets on a heater, Brown gets on a heater, and they're tough shot makers. So you obviously live with those, and you believe that every time they shoot the ball, it's going in. But once you set a rhythm early of getting good looks, I think we could do special things.
There was a point where I think you guys were like 55% from behind the arc. Is that a byproduct of passing, or is it a good day?
Like Bron said, when you make shots, you say everybody's going to go, the ball movement's great because of the assist numbers. But, I think there's a sense of, rhythm and feel and comfort. Once you see, some shots going in from everybody's, the feel's different. So we need to continue to, share the ball.
Was the mindset shift that LeBron talked about, JJ talked about through Jake, was that like a spoken thing that you guys discussed in meetings, or was it just kind of a more of a collective understanding that we need to play better and we need to play this specific way?
What'd they say?
They said, like LeBron said, he thought shots in or out, whatever, the mindset was better. You just kind of said, we played the right way, shots in or out. Did anything trigger that? Or did it just
I don't know. Losing sucks, so you don't want to lose. I think the best way to combat losing is playing the game the right way.
He said he didn't get him anything.
No.
He said you didn't get him anything for his birthday.
I actually got you a present, you freaking idiot. Sorry. Yeah, it's huge. Any more questions? Good. See ya.
That's great.
A lot happier Austin Reeves tonight, Keith.
Yeah, losing sucks, winning is fun, basically, is what Austin Reeves is saying. Listen, he's always got the pulse of the team. You can always kind of tell how the squad is going because he wears it on his sleeve, and he's accountable, and he's always talking to the media, and he lets you know how he feels. And he played good tonight. I was happy for him. Big game because he got it going in the first quarter, 11 points. You could just tell he had that look before the game. He was not going to let that happen. He didn't have a great night against Phoenix. So it's a good bounce back game.
He's vital. I think we all agree that he probably would have made the All-Star team had he not been out for that long. But on his arrival coming back right away, Gator, he's showing us why he's so important, why he's such a threat, why he needs to have the ball in his hand in certain situations when the Lakers need something. He gets to the line. He knows how to make the defense freeze. He can make them foul him. And so he's critical to me. And it's good to see that they all three are playing well together. But to me, he's just as vital as anybody on the court. When you need a bucket, last 10 seconds of the game, whatever, he's proven that he can get it done.
James, Austin's in his 5th year with the Lakers, and I think we've all kind of gotten to know him personally. And I don't remember him being so irritated and upset as he was after that Phoenix game. Granted, he missed the last-second shot. I think he probably forgot that he hit the game-tying shot a minute earlier, but still, he was really down on himself, Geet. And so it's good for him to have the game he had tonight. It's good for the Lakers to have the game they had tonight. And it's good to see Austin Reeves joking around again a little bit. Luka chucking clothes at him, or whatever that was.
Let me take you back to when you were in school and stuff, and everyone knows this, when your friend throws something at you and you're trying to, this is exactly what happens here.
Yeah.
And
that's what you
said, I don't
get.
care if it's your birthday.
It's huge.
But Luka messing with him. By the way, Luka said nobody's got him a present yet. He said it's kind of ridiculous,
I know,
James.
guys, get
I
him
think
a
he got
gift.
bikes for everybody, didn't he?
That's a great point.
You know,
take that.
they always say,
Yeah, that's huge.
where do you get somebody that's got everything?
Yeah,
Get him
that's
another
true, that's
Bugatti or something? No. Just get him a
Good point.
Uber Eats gift card. He'll be fine.